Welcome to Law and You. I am Dr. Bois Patil. Today I am going to speak about one incident that has happened in Delhi. Let me highlight the incident first and then go ahead with the law aspect of this incident. In Delhi, the boys of a school, they started a social group in a social media, and they started discussing about certain things, and they ended up speaking about the girls in their class and other girls whom they know. And there are certain things which highlighted, that was, the discussion included objectifying of girls, and they started morphing the images of the girls and started circulating them. They started passing lewd comments, derogatory comments on the girls, proposing, and even they gone to the extent of convincing the group members to commit a gang rape on certain girls. So they gone to the extent of saying that I'll get the girl to so and so point and we'll go ahead and rape that girl. This is all that has happened in that group, including that sharing of pictures without the consent of those girls, slut shaming, body shaming. And once this discussion in the closed group became public, they started threatening the girls that they are going to leak the nude pictures, and they also gone to the extent of giving rape threats. So this is an incident that has happened in Delhi, and to this incident, once it became public and once people reacting to it, then there were again for and against reactions that we could see. Some of the people who started supporting boys, they kept saying that it's just a boys' talk. Didn't you do it during your adulthood, childhood? It's just a talk among the boys. And some supporting boys, they said, it is all because of the provocation from girls. They are the one who provocated boys to come up with such discussion. Some even went to extent of supporting boys, saying that they had never have an intention of doing it. It's just a mere talk. So there were again the views against the whole incident, and they started blaming the boys, and they said that this initial intentions and these dirty talks is a stage of growing up to become rapists. These are the termites who are going to spoil the society. So this is how the whole reaction that took place on the social media. People were for and people were against. But I am not here talking about the gossips that are going around. I am here to give you a reality check. The reality check is, none of these opinions are going to result into any of the judgments or the opinions of the court, because we are not governed by opinions of people. We are governed by rule of law. So what law thinks and what is the opinion of law is more important for us rather than these opinions of general public. Luckily, the law remains uninfluenced by these opinions. No matter what kind of campaign people do in the social media, the law has its own course of action. The judge's decision making, the investigation of the police is done under the ambit of law rather than the opinions of the people. So this video is an attempt to add one more view to already the cluster of views that exist in the society, that exist in the social media, and that is opinion of law. To make this whole presentation and the discussion on law and you bearable, I divide that into two parts, that is the law and the boys in the group of that social media, and the girls who dared to bring it to the public, the whole incident. So quickly I'll just go through the laws involved here, because those are nothing to do with us, our present discussion, because what law says is important rather than which law says like that. The first and very important law which plays role here, the major role, that is POCSO, the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. Here all the girls against whom this discussion happened were minors. They are below the age of 18. So therefore the POCSO is one of the important law which plays a major role, followed by Information Technology Act, because the whole action or whole act was done by using social media, which falls under the information technology. Boys who committed this act were also minors. They are also below the age of 18. So therefore the whole process would be under Juvenile Justice Act. So the law for children is different from the law for adults, whether the child is a victim or a child is the offender. In addition to these things, we have general criminal laws which plays an important role, like Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act. So these are the laws which are going to play a role in this whole process. Now coming back to the incident, what actually has happened. So I had mentioned about so many things which boys discussed in their social media. Let me take up one by one and tell you that which law does it violate. First, let me take up objectifying of girls. Now objectifying is treating a person as an object of sexual desire, treating that person as just an object of sexual desires, not giving any dignity to the other person, not treating the other person as a human being. This objectifying is generally, it's a violation of dignity of woman, but under criminal law it constitutes sexual harassment. It can also be an insulting modesty of woman. So therefore there is clear-cut punishment prescribed for objectifying woman. Then boys went on and started doing morphing of images. Now morphing of images is using a technology to overlap two pictures and give a wrong impression about the person in the picture. This morphing of images and then sharing of the picture without the consent constitute defamation, stalking, outraging of the modesty of woman. Even it can amount to pornography, which is again an offense under all these legislations. And there is a clear-cut punishment for these things. Proposing and convincing for a gang rape, that's another major thing that has happened in the group. That is conspiracy, because they all together, they are conspiring to commit a crime. Convincing of a gang rape means reluctant members have been encouraged to participate, they are enticed to participate, that is abatement to commit the crime. There is a clear-cut punishment for those things. Once this whole incident became public, luckily it became public, some girls showed courage to come out in public and expose these boys who were talking dirty about them. They started warning the girls. They threatened them that they are going to leak the nude pictures of those girls. And even they went on to give rape threats. That constitute criminal intimidation. Pornography, that's again an offense. There were slut shaming and body shaming. Now slut shaming is a kind of an act where a person is being challenged, because when a woman doesn't agree to the societal set standards, challenges the societal set standards, maybe in dressing or maybe in behavior, maybe in choice of education, they are subjected to this slut shaming. Body shaming is again, as you all know, that it is about the body shape and other thing. That constitute sexual harassment, insulting the modesty of woman. So therefore there are plethora of laws which have been violated by the boys in this whole incident. The girls involved in this, the victims, now there is a courage shown by the girls. What has happened here is the girls made it public by using social media. Nobody went to police to complain. But the law, the wheels of justice start rolling the moment they came to know about this incident through social media. So therefore there is no need for complaint, knowledge is enough. Once the police came to know about this incident, without any formal complaint, they started acting on it. Now, already there are arrests, already there is investigation going on. As there are so many plans to do acts like rape, etc., etc., police can make preventive arrests. So boys can be arrested before going ahead with this. And one thing that you should always keep in mind, that there is one whistleblower in this, the man who came out, gave these conversations to the girls, and the girls made it public. That boy would be treated as a whistleblower, and in law we call them uproar. That boy has a protection under the law because he is the main reason for catching these boys before they could commit the heinous crimes. The law connecting to victims further provides more benefits to these victims. So major fear which victims have in their mind is the trouble that they have to go through. Once they file a complaint with the police, then they have to go to police station, explain the incident to the police, and then they would be called again and again. Now this is what the general idea about the criminal investigation. So once the investigation is done, then there is a criminal trial. And in the criminal trial, again you have to go to court, appear before the judge and explain the thing. So these are the fear which the victims have in their mind. Now let me clarify whether these fear are true or false. Under POCSO, that is the law relating to children, child victim, first rule is a child cannot be called to police station. So here the child should not undergo mental trauma, mental tension. So therefore the child who is a victim of the crime would be interviewed at her home or the place where she feels or he feels comfortable. So therefore the fear that is that going to police station is ill-founded. When the police comes to the home to interview the child, the rule is they should not come in uniform. They will come in plain clothes, again protecting the mental condition of the child. Throughout investigation as well as trial, there is no direct contact between the offender and the victim. Now here the person who violated the rights of the girls will never come in direct contact with the victim, so that the victim need not live that trauma again. So going to police station is out of question. And then finally, to protect the privacy of the woman or the girls and to protect the secrecy of the whole process, revealing of names is prohibited. So you must have seen me not making mention about any of the names, not even the name of the school where the incident took place, not mentioning about the class which they belong to. So these are all the requirements under the law, that their secrecy and privacy should be maintained. So this is how the victim's privacy is maintained. And once the incident is reported to the police, within 30 days they conduct the interview, collect the statement, and they are not troubled after that. And trial should be completed within 1 year. So what I am trying to mention here is the law is in place. Law will take care of this incident. Victims are protected. Victims are given all the benefits that is possible. So therefore, you strengthen the hands of the law will come in to rescue you. And before I close my discussion or my presentation on this, let me tell you one thing. In this whole explanation, I don't pronounce a judgment that boys are wrong or girls are victims, because that is the court to do. What I am saying is, if this incident had happened, this is how the law takes its course of action. Thank you very much for watching.